What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. My name's Jeff, and once again, down in the Gat Cave, and today we're talking Staccato's. That's right, because I did pick up a new gun. This thing's sweet, but we're gonna look at that last, because we're gonna go through my entire Staccato collection. I do have a 2011 collection video up there, but if we're being accurate and technical, the only 2011s are Staccato's. They own the name, so anything other than the Staccato is just a double stack 1911, although it has become common to just refer to all double stack 1911s as 2011s these days. But today we're being technical. So we're gonna go through all of my Staccato 2011s and end on the new one. Let's get to it. Okay, we're not going in any specific order, but I will start with my very first Staccato, and that was this guy. It did not look like this when I got it, of course. This is a Staccato P. It has a 4.4-inch barrel. I've put a Hollow Sun 507 comp and a Surefire X300 Ultra on it, and then sent this thing to Monsoon Tactical, where Vinny did his magic and tricked this thing out. So you can see they did this awesome Cerakote, which is called Poppies of War. It's got the poppy on there and then the silhouettes of all these other guns. Very cool Cerakote. I love it. And this one, they did a stipple, and then they did Lucky 7 barrel porting. Lucky 7s is my favorite. I'll show you the alternative to that, but Lucky 7s seems to be the softest, flattest, fastest shooting for me. One more thing about this guy is this is a Gen 1 Staccato grip. So it is limited. You can see they did a beautiful stipple job. You'll see the Gen 2 grip and see that there is more that you can do to a Gen 2. It's been around the block, but this is a fantastic gun. 4.4-inch barrel, Staccato P. It's kind of right in the middle of their gun lineup, and it is a sweet little firearm. All these Staccatos are single action only, but I haven't modified triggers or any internals on this one, but it is ported and she runs. This thing is sweet. So this is the Staccato P in Poppies of War from Monsoon Tactical. Moving on from that, this is the first gun I ever sent to Monsoon, and this is another Staccato P, so 4.4-inch barrel, and I did put an Aimpoint Acro P2 and a Surefire X300 Ultra on this. They did the stipple, Cerakote, and instead of the Lucky 7s, this is the other option you can run, is just this, they call it the Genghis Comp. It is the chunk port, and this is very effective as well. But personally, like I said, I'm a fan of the Lucky 7s. You can see the difference there, but they are very cool. I dig it. Love the aim point on here, and this Urban Cerakote looks fantastic. And this one is what I was talking about. So this is the Gen 2 grip. You can see they can do these great borders on it, the undercut. You just have more options available rather than that Gen 1 grip, where it's just a stipple. That's it. So Gen 2 grip on the Model P from Monsoon Tactical. Very cool gun. Next up is a gun that I don't shoot all that often, but it is a nice one for the collection. This is the Staccato P Dawson Precision Edition. So this was like a limited edition run that they did from Staccato, and basically what it really is a Staccato P with the threaded barrel that they screw this Dawson Precision compensator on, and they do put the X series slide cuts in there. So you usually only get these on the XC and the XL, but there's a couple guns that have them. But it is cool, but I just don't shoot it. I think it looks a little strange. The proportions are weird. I did put a Trijicon SRO and a Surefire X300 Turbo, but you can see it still looks like it's been living in the box all its life. But it has been shot, just not much. But that is the Dawson Precision Edition Staccato P. Next, let's jump into the king of the Staccatos, out of the box anyway, is the Staccato XC. And this is the gun that set the hook for me on 2011s. I got this was like my third Staccato, I think. And once I racked that slide, it was over. It was just, hook was set and started shooting this thing and just absolutely love it. So this one has the Trijicon RCR, which is Trigicon's fully enclosed emitter, which is very nice, especially if you're out in bad weather, snow, rain, mud. You're not getting crud down in there on your window. And I have a Surefire X300 Turbo on this. And this one does have the Antimatter Industries wing, which is a holster compatible gas pedal. So you can take that out, shoot it, and then when you put it in your holster, it just slides right in. Very cool. I always talk about Antimatter Industries. Love those guys here in Salt Lake, and they do amazing stuff. So this is a 5-inch gun. It is compensated, has that compensator milled into the barrel with that island front sight. X-series serrations, and just a very cool gun. One of those things that you got to get hands on to truly appreciate, and just the butteriest of slides when you, this was the first gun that I felt that on. But strangely enough, I don't shoot this one all that much anymore because I just have others that shoot better. So this is the Staccato XC. Then from there, let's jump into this. This one I did for my wife. So this is a Staccato C2. This is a 3.9-inch barrel. This is like one of their smaller guns, and they did a job on this down at Monsoon. This one, of course, has the Lucky 7 barrel porting, and then the same Cerakote as this one, the Staccato P. My wife loved it, so I had this one done in the same, and two-tone on this grip is just fantastic. The borders on this are so sharp. I can't believe Vinny can do that by hand. It is truly an art form, and he nails it. So this one has a Holosun EPS carry and a Surefire X300 Turbo. And this is a very cool little gun. It does run the same magazines as all the other Staccato full-size guns, the XC, the XL, the P. So that's nice. And it does come with 16 round mags. Otherwise, you know, it's like putting a Glock 17 mag in a Glock 19. But it'll run them. But this is the Staccato C2. While we're on C2s, let's take a peek at this guy. So this is another Staccato C2. This one is in the Alpine multicam. I dig this. It has a infinity trigger in it. So, oh, so light. It's amazing. Such a light little trigger with such a crisp break. But very cool. I love Alpine. I'm a sucker for that pattern. This one also has Lucky 7s. And then I put a Trijicon RMR CC, which is not my favorite optic. It's a very small little window. And then it has a proprietary footprint, which I don't like. But it is milled into the slide, so it sits very low, which is good. But if I had my choice, I would not put a CC on it. I would much rather have a Holosun EPS carry or a Romeo X from SIG, something else. But at the time, that's what we went with. And this one has a Surefire X300 Turbo. And this thing, the trigger on this is where it's at. But so I'd say this is my best shooting gun, or shooting C2. But I wish I had that optic on it. Anyway, this is the multicam Alpine Staccato C2. And while we're talking about the little guys, let's go to the smallest gun that Staccato makes, and that is going to be the Staccato CS. So this is a 3.5-inch barrel. This is their carry gun. I don't carry it personally, but it is a really good shooting little carry gun. It does have a 16-round magazine, although these magazines are proprietary. It doesn't share the same magazine as the rest of the lineup, which is kind of a downside, but when you get into this size, that's the world you're going into. So not a big surprise. It would just be nice if it ran the same mags to save money and just compatibility. But it is a great little gun for its size. I put a 508T from Holosun and a Streamlight TLR7 sub, and just a nice little carry gun. Staccato CS. Okay, now we're getting back up into the Staccato Ps, but this one's different because this is a special edition again that Staccato did. This is the Staccato P Heritage Edition. So instead of being a 4.4 inch barrel, this is a 4.15 inch barrel, just a hair shorter, and it does have those X series cuts on the slide. One of the few guns that is not an X. This one has also been to Monsoon Tactical, so it got the Lucky 7s. It does have the RMR HD, and this is a nice optic because it's like the RMR with a bigger window that has a top load battery, so you don't have to remove the red dot to change the battery. It also has a Surefire X300 turbo stipple job in this. It is the Gen 2 grip, but it's just a single tone, so it doesn't stick out quite as much. Staccato trigger, just a very cool little gun. This Cerakote I saw in an agency gun. It's called Berserker Camo, and it is very cool. Sent a picture down to Vinny, and he nailed it. So that looks fantastic. This is the Staccato P Heritage Edition. And then let's jump over to a different kind of Staccato P. This one is from Vulcan Machine Works. So I love some of the stuff they do. This look isn't really my favorite thing. It's a little fancy, the gold and black. It's cool for a collection, but it's not nearly as rough and tumble as the other ones. I like the camo, go beat 'em up type patterns, but this one looks a little more distinguished with the black and gold. Very nice, elegant looking gun. They put these metal grips on there, and this one, that actually, the way they machine that texture into the grip, this one is aggressive. Like that's sharp. You'd have to feel it, but this could do some damage. And it does have an Atlas trigger in it. Oof. So, Staccato P, Atlas trigger, Holosun 508T, Surefire X300 Ultra, and then what Vulcan Machine Works does that I love is their barrel porting as well. This is called their Ignis port, and these things are effective. I don't shoot this gun nearly as much as the others just because it's like I said, it's that fancy look. But I came across this and the other subsequent guns we're going to see from a gun shop down in St. George, Utah called Modern Warriors, and they did a little collaboration. So this one was the 7th gun. You can see MW for Modern Warriors 007, and this is the 7th Staccato P that they got in that batch. So they did a few runs with a P, XCs, XLs, and I'll show you those. This is the Staccato P from Modern Warriors and Vulcan Machine Works. Next up, we're going to jump to the Staccato XC from Vulcan Machine Works and Modern Warriors. This one is XC number 5, and I love this 80s laser pattern. It is so cool. And so it's basically an XC. It's got a red dirt trigger in it, and just a phenomenal shooter. Heavy. These metal grips are significant. The weight difference between these two guns it's significant. I got a Trijicon SRO and a Surefire X300 Ultra on this bad boy. They even did this fancy magazine, which I dig. But this thing, you know, it's the 5-inch barrel with that same compensator milled into the barrel. X series slide cuts, and just been Vulcan Machine worked out, which is going to be something cool. I got something very cool, hopefully coming this month from Vulcan Machine Works. They've been saying it's coming since June. Every month it gets pushed back, but supposedly it's supposed to be like maybe a week away. We'll see. But this is the Vulcan Machine Works Modern Warriors Staccato XC. Then we're moving on to another one from Vulcan Machine Works. This is the Staccato XL. And this gun is one of the best shooting 2011s, double stack 1911s, striker fired. It's just one of the best shooting handguns I have. And this has a 5.4-inch barrel with their Ignis ports, and then Trijicon SRO, Surefire X300 Turbo, that same metal grip. Oh, and one of the things that I skipped on those other Vulcan Machine Works guns is they actually delete the grip safety, which I love. So now it's just, oh, listen, just such a smooth shooting gun. And the weight, everything about this gun is built for performance. It is awesome. So this is the Staccato XL from Vulcan Machine Works and Modern Warriors. And this is XL number 5. So those are all my Staccatos, which have been in prior videos. So you've probably seen those if you've been watching my channel. But this is the newbie. So let's take a look at this, because this is sick. Just picked it up, haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, but am very stoked about it. Not only because of how it looks, like I love that, but the thing that I was so stoked about getting this, because they came out after I'd already done all these, is what they're doing now is a combination of these two guns. So instead of just doing Lucky 7s or this Genghis Comp, you can do the Grandmaster Genghis Comp, which is a mix of both. So you have, this one has 3 of the barrel ports and then the big Genghis Comp chunk port up front. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, and I am stoked on that. And then if you take a close look at this Cerakote, you can see that it has that kind of woodland with the gray, but then if you look real close, it also has the topographic lines in it. So this is a very intricate Cerakote job, which I dig. This thing looks just fantastic. I love the Monsoon Tactical badge and the grip, and this is just such a fantastic stipple job. Everything about this is top notch. I put a gray Aimpoint Acro P2 and a Surefire X300 Turbo. So I will take this out on the range and we'll see how this Grandmaster Genghis Comp performs. I'm sure it is fantastic. Trigger in this is phenomenal. I believe this is an infinity trigger. Looks amazing. I can't wait to go run it. So that is the Monsoon Tactical Staccato P with the Grandmaster Genghis Comp. Okay, that's my Staccato collection. I'm gonna get this new one out on the range, take you guys with me. I'll take some of these guns and we'll make it a Staccato day. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you to keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.